Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. In today's video, we are doing a Duel Links draft class video. Now, some of you might be confused as to what a draft class is. Basically, somebody created a template, I believe Mark Liu created it, and it's basically all of the years that we've had Duel Links with those character unlocks. So 2021 is the Arc 5 draft class because that's when Arc 5 World came out, and all the characters that were drafted in that year are characters that came out unlockable in 2021. And so we are going to be ranking every single year and basically seeing which year reigns supreme when it comes to unlocks. Now, I am basing this off of how much I like the characters. I'm not basing this off of how good the characters were or how good they were at the time of release. I do not have the brain to do that. I don't have the knowledge to do that. So I'm basically just seeing which year had the best and worst characters offered to us. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, so we are starting with the 2016 Duel Monsters draft class. Now, of course, this is when Duel Links was in its infancy, and the characters are not really too inspiring here. It's a great start with Yami, Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey. Falls off very quickly. Mai, Taya, Weevil, Rex, Mako, Keith. I love Ashizu, Odeon. Pegasus is great, but I'm sorry, I'm putting this at C tier. I think this is a very uninspiring, it had to be Duel Monsters. It had to be all Duel Monsters, but knowing the mix of characters we get later on, outside of the original three, like this would be in the basement. Pegasus is great, but, Yami, Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey really do prevent this from being any lower. Sorry to the Duel Monster purist fans out there, but we're starting out with a C tier. Just a lot of uninspiring characters, in my opinion. 2017 gets, I think, a little bit better. It's the GX draft class where we get Yami Bakura, a top 5 villain, the Paradox Brothers, Yami Marek, another great villain, Little Yugi, Mokuba Bones, Arcana, but then we get Judai, we get Edo, we get Chaz, unfortunately, we get Asuka, we get Bastion and Crowler. It's not honestly that much better, but I think it's a solid mid. It's just got better characters overall, like the two Yamis. Judai is incredible, and then of course Little Yugi, who I like almost as much as Yami Yugi. I feel like it's just a little bit better than the 2016 draft class, so we're gonna give that a B tier. 2018 5Ds draft class. So this is the start of 5Ds. Not a great start with Espa and Tristan, but then we get Johan, who's great. We get Sho. We got Ryo Marufuji and Yubel. Yubel is wonderful. Yusei, Crow, and Akiza. Really great 5Ds characters there. The twins and Ushio. I know people will say, oh, 5Ds. Of course, here comes the S tier. I'm not going to give it an S tier, but I am going to give it an A tier. I think this is a really, really good draft class. I think Johan, the Kaiser, and Yubel are great GX choices. And then, of course, I think Yusei, Crow, Akiza are all... you know what? I'm actually going to reduce it to B. I don't think there's enough good characters there to put it in A. So you know what? I'm going to keep it. It's a very, very high B. It might be our top B tier, but it's going to be a B tier for me. 2019, we got the Dark Side of Dimensions draft class. Oh boy. Umbra and Loomis, Dark Side of Dimensions, Kaiba, Mokuba, Scud, Sarah, Hasselberry, Sayu. Season 4 Judai is great. Jack is great. Darksigner, Kyoru, Carly, and Godwin. I'll tell you what, the back end really saves the Dark Side of Dimensions draft class, but I am going to put it in C tier. And the reason I'm putting it in C tier, it just has so many uninspiring characters. Umbra and Loomis, Mokuba, sorry to, Rarity and the Mokuba fans, Scud and Sarah, and I liked Sarah, but I didn't care to play for her in Duel Links, and Hasselberry. Maybe C tier is a little harsh because the 5Ds characters are great and Season 4 Judai's lovely, but yeah, I'm going to go C tier there. We already had Judai in the game, so it's just a second Judai, The 2020 Zexal draft class brings Joey, Yugi, Taya, Aigami, Blair, O'Brien, regular Carly, regular Kyoru, Yuma, Bronk, Tori, and Shark. I hate to do another B tier, man, but again, I just feel like A tier You need to, like, be, well, that's what S tier is. S tier is, like, perfect. You know, I'm gonna go, Aigami's great, but I'm gonna go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna go B tier, and I know I'm undecisive. I'm gonna move the 5Ds one up to A. I had it A originally. I'm gonna move it up to A, and I'm gonna put this as a very high B tier. I think the Zexal draft class is great. Yuma and Shark are wonderful, but these two, unfortunately, are a little forgettable. These two, not as cool as their Dark Signer counterpart, although Kiryu is very close. Aigami's great. O'Brien is wonderful. You know, yeah, high B tier there for Zexal. The 2021 Arc 5 draft class. We have Duke Devlin, Supreme King Judai, Antinomy, Aporia, Kite, 4, 3, Yuya, Yuzu, Gangenzika, Shingo, and Reiji. Wow. You know what? I'm borderline S. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. I'm giving this an S. I think there are so many great characters in this draft class. The Supreme King, Antinomy, Kaito, you know, Akiba Reiji, and then you have your really good characters like Aporia, the Arclight brothers, Yuya, Gangenzika I actually liked a lot. The only miss is Duke and Shingo. Shingo's a big miss, but I think this has the least amount of misses as the most, and it also has the most characters that we've gotten so far. If I'm counting correctly, if it's not the most, it's definitely up there. Yeah, I'm going to go S tier. I think that's actually been the best one we've had so far. That is a really, really good release for a year in Duel Links, for sure. Can't get much better than that, honestly. The 2022 Vrains draft class saw Dark Side of Dimensions Bakura, Crocodile Cook, Paradox, Anna, Rio, Yuto, Sora, Playmaker, Soulburner, Go, and Aoi Zaizen. I'm going to go B tier for them. You know, regular Bakura is okay. Crocodile Cook I liked, but he's all right. Paradox is okay. And a Kaboom I couldn't really care about. I actually did not realize that this man was also in the draft class, but he's one of my least favorite Baryons. Sorry, someone's got to be my least favorite Baryon. It's probably him. Not to say he's a bad character, but, you know, Yuto I like a lot. Playmaker, Soulburner are great. Go's got to go. And Aoi, you know, I've always had a soft spot for Aoi, but I think subjectively speaking, or objectively speaking, I think that's a, I think that's going to be a B tier. 2023 is the Sevens draft class. Grandpa Moto, Zone, V, Alito, Shun, Yugioh, Serena, Revolver, Ghost Girl, Yuga, Luke, Gakuto, Roman, Mimi, Roa. I'm gonna put this in A tier. I actually think this is a really good draft class. And I know some people say, oh, there he goes with the Rush propaganda again. It has nothing to do with Rush propaganda. Look at the characters even outside of getting Rush and getting Seven's World. Alito, a very underrated Baryon. Shun, one of my favorite Arc 5 characters. Yugioh, don't like him as much as most people, but he's all right. Serena, best girl in Arc 5. Revolver, second best rival in the franchise. Zone, incredible villain. V, really, really good character. And then these four are probably the best four characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. And Roa is honestly very, very close. And Mimi's not bad either. So yeah, I'm going to put A tier there. I think that's a really, really, really good year for Duel Links. 21 and 23, really good years. And then 2024, the most recent year, we have the Go Rush draft class, starting with Sherry, Misael, Durbe, Dennis, Ruri and Rin, Yuri and Spectre, Nail, Asana, Yuo, Udius, Yuhi, Uemu, and Zuijou. I'm going to put this very high B tier. And the reason for that is it's just too mixed. Like, there's a lot of misses with a lot of great characters. The misses for me, Sherry, like, she's okay. Durbe, he's towards the bottom of my Baryon rankings. Dennis is good, not great. Ruri and Rin left a lot to be desired in Arc 5. Yuri and Spectre, these two are wonderful. Nail is good. Asana is great. Yuo, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Yuo. And then Udius is great. Yugioh, Yugioh. Honestly, I really got to wait to see how their characters wrap up. These three have been through a lot. Yugioh hasn't had the best season, but we're in our final arc of Go Rush. So maybe if these three have a knock it out of the park arc, maybe this could creep into A. But I think right now I feel pretty comfortable with B. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my tier list, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links draft class tier list. I'll link this down below if you want to create your own. Let me know what you think the best year of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links was in terms of character releases down below. And let me know any predictions you have for 2025. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.